Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm talking about environment and homes and what makes you feel most comfortable in your home. And sometimes thinking back to when I had moved from Spring Arbor to Wichita, Kansas, and it was funny how I think I always thought that I would live in the same place and be comfortable, but sometimes changing environments is actually a really good experience and helps you to relate to a lot of different people because you have more experience with other cultures and other environments. I think that I that I had a different view of what Kansas would be like and maybe that the environment wouldn't be as similar as to what I'd grown up in. It's surprising that being 900 miles away in the south, that the environment is actually a lot like where I was born and raised in Michigan. Sometimes the weather will be 30 degrees and then the next day it will be 70 degrees. And for instance, today it was the same way in Kansas, which is 900 miles south of Michigan. So, and I think sometimes the word environment is thrown around like home, where people don't realize that your environment is what helps make you a person, and sometimes it's not just what's around you, but also the people that are around you. It's funny when you think that you miss a certain environment, but then realize that you actually have two homes now when wouldn't have thought that maybe 3.5 years ago. For instance, like when I had moved to Kansas, I was really lonely and missed my previous environment of where I had grown up in Michigan. I sort of felt like an outsider because I had hardly any friends, and once you start to make friends, your environment becomes a home and you have comforting people around you, and people start to really enjoy being around you and being your friend. For instance, when I finally got a job at a school as a para, then I finally found people who enjoyed the same stuff as me and started to invite me to hang out with them, and they became family, just like my own family that I was raised with. I actually enjoyed spending time with people that I had just met because they took me in and taught me about work and other things and took me under their wing to um, remind me that I could also go back to school and eventually be a teacher. It's your environment starts to actually change who you are depending on if you have a positive or a negative environment. At my work, I had a very positive environment and people who were there to help me and to sometimes just make me laugh, and also to just listen. Sometimes maybe you just need somebody to listen. I think sometimes people try to solve more stuff, but really just need to listen. Also, the sometimes you're the person who creates your environment. For instance, if you just kind of don't socialize, then your environment hardly exists. If you actually, not that it doesn't exist, but that your environment is a totally different place. When you socialize, you have several environments, maybe your home, your work, your if you go to church, also, for instance, just where you could socialize, which could be going to the movies and seeing the same people at the movies, or also just spending time with others. And mostly my environment sometimes would be at work, especially when I was younger, because that's where I spent the most time at. But as I've grown older, my environment tends to be where I live because I have little children and we spend time playing outside or sometimes even at the park. Overall, I think your environment is affected by you as a person, and you create a positive or negative environment for yourself. And your home is also um, created by you. You are the person who creates what's around you. So, as a future teacher, I look forward to creating a very positive environment for my students and fostering learning for them and trying to help them to learn. And as a future teacher, I hope, and as a mom, I hope to help my boys have a good environment around them and to foster their learning as well. Thank you.